15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Dr. Connor Returning Youth Show at returningyouth.com. This is our second show. We are here for an hour. We are very happy to be here and we're happy to hear from you. And we want to hear from you. You can contact us at contactk.com. That's contactk.com. And you can also call us at 302-746-2311. And we're working to get an on-air number. We are not quite there yet, but we will get it to you. We are live on AM 930 WPAT radio every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. Please join us. We'd love to get you on. We're also on streaming live at facebook.com, Connor, the number 4 kids. And we are actually streaming on 6 other channels, 3 Facebook, 2 Twitter, 2 YouTube. So we're all over, as they say. Dr. Connor is an attorney. He's a child safety advocate. He's a servant of the underserved and the champion of the nonprofit Voice of the Kids. And he also recently launched his post-incarcerated Juvenile Justice Reformation Act initiative. Say that 3 times fast, but we've shortened it. Yes, we have. And now we call it the returningyouth.com campaign. The returningyouth.com campaign. We are returning post-incarcerated youth back to a productive life. And we're doing it in a very effective way. And you're going to hear about that today. The initiative that Dr. Connor is leading provides post-incarcerated young adults with housing, with training, with the required medical, psychological assistance to secure a job and build their career and greatly improve their lives. We're going to talk about all of this today. We're on for an hour. We want to hear from you. Go to Connor, facebook.com/Connor for kids, number 4. And I'd like to introduce now to everybody. Please welcome Dr. Surjit Connor.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Gary. Good afternoon, Claim. I do see the wonderful face of Mr. Bartello. Good afternoon. You are muted, Mr. Bartello. We couldn't hear your wonderful voice.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Thank you very much for joining us today in this show. You're welcome.
A pleasure to be on. A pleasure to be on.
And thank you, Gary, for hosting this. This is incredible that we could dedicate 1 hour of the most wonderful, famous WPAT radio channel, which goes to 30 to 40 million houses in United States, so that they can listen about this returning youth. What is returning youth? I think, Gary, you just mentioned it. It is a big, long title, long name, but I'm glad that we made it small, called returning youth. Well, who are the returning youth we are focusing on? Well, audience, we are focusing on the post-incarceration young adults, those who are coming out of the jail, mainly the underserved community. That means mainly Black, Hispanic, young adults. That doesn't mean we are discriminating others, but we are preferring to the underserved. But it is open for any young adults, those who are coming out of the jail after serving their sentence, and we're bringing them, giving them a chance in the community. We are making them feel important. We're making them feel that they're part of us. We are providing, just like Gary said, we are providing housing, we are providing career coaching, we are providing skills training, we are giving them hospitality, room and board, we are giving them psychological therapy, anything they need. But most importantly, everything you heard me saying here, we are providing that wrapped up with love. So that is important for this post-incarceration young adults that are coming out. They feel that deprived from love. They feel that nobody is caring them. Well, it is a chance for us to show them the love they deserve. Every human being, those who are in this planet, needs many chances so that they can survive. God has given us many chances. So why can't we, as a human being, we give them chances? Because when they go to jail, at the time, their brain is not fully developed. They don't know what is right, what is wrong. So they make a crime, and our juvenile system, justice system, criminal system, they punish them. That's wonderful. Everybody needs to be punished for their wrongdoing, whether the brain is developed or brain is not developed. But once they go to the system for punishment, they deserve that when they come out of the punishment, they deserve to be accepted with love in the community so that they have another chance in the life to proceed. So that's why I'm excited about this particular dedicated radio show every Friday, 1 hour, where we can talk about them, where we can bring awareness to all the audience, those who are listening. And the audience could be the parents of those incarceration young adults, could be young adult. We are there. This organization is there for you. Please reach out to us. I am there, Clem is there, Gary is there, and Mr. Bartello, who is supporting us with his kitchen. I'll tell a little bit about him a little later, but he is here to provide love, because love starts from the stomach, from the food. So he provides the kitchen with food, with love. There is no love, or there is no food without love. So he provides the love, embedded food to all of you. So we have all these people, wonderful people supporting us in this venture. So I want all of you to support. I want all of you to please tell this to everybody you know so that they can support this. So by saying this, I'm going to turn over to Gary. Gary has some announcement, I believe. And also, Gary, you can introduce Mr. Bartello, and then I can again start interacting with Mr. Bartello.
Yes. We have a number of things we're trying to do today. We have plenty of time. I do want to get to Clem next, but before I get to Clem, I just show everybody here. We have the holiday fundraising dinner. We're not going to talk about it in detail now, but we are going to talk about it today with Bartolo Drago and bartolosfoods.com, who's supplying the food for us. This is hosted by Dr. Connor. It's a virtual dinner. It's pretty exciting. It's a virtual dinner. We're going to get more on that shortly. But before we get to that, I would like Clem to give us some background on what some of the things that we're doing specifically in New Jersey and specifically to our target audience. Clem, thank you.
Yes, welcome everyone. We are very happy to start this initiative and to start from Elizabeth, New Jersey, where we believe that the inner city population will benefit from this particular initiative. I want to say up front that we believe that the particular ethnic group we need to start from is the Black American group, because that ethnicity seems to be the most disadvantaged. So we want to start from there, particularly when it comes to incarceration and recidivism. We are starting from there. We are also looking at plans to do some things in Spring Valley, New York, and in White Plains, New York. The nature of the program is that once they come out of incarceration, we'll provide them housing for a period. During that period, we'll provide them counseling, career counseling, life skills counseling, mental health counseling. We'll provide them all that counseling. and help them to map a career path. We want them, after they leave us, to have a career, to have a way of sustaining life outside the jail system. We want them to be either in, and their career, we don't have to dictate a career path to them. We would like to see a few of them grow to become culinary chefs, like Mr. Di Bartolo. And so we really have some flexibility. And I just want to stop here as we talk to Mr. Bartolo.
Okay, thank you, Clem. I appreciate that. I do want to talk now about the dinner, because this is really what we're excited to talk about. I'm going to show it to you again. Our holiday dinner. You can't see it on the radio, but you can go to returningyouth.com and click on the dinner tab, or returningyouth.com/dinner, hosted by Dr. Sergio Connor and returningyouth.com. We are returning young adults back to a productive life after incarceration. It's a virtual fundraising dinner. It's pretty exciting. We've teamed up with a company that sends out, listen to this, 500 prepackaged meals a week, at least, sometimes over the weekend. He's going to be telling us. And we're going to be providing post-incarcerated young adults a second chance. We are looking for your donations. It's only $100 a plate. We will mail you your dinner, and they are very fancy dinners that you have. They are keto friendly, and also you don't have to have keto, but they're at bartolofoods.com is the website. But you can see our menu for this Thursday coming, returningyouth.com/dinner. And please, if you want to reserve a seat, 302-746-2311. 302-746-2311. $100 a plate is worth it. $100 to give a young adult out of jail a second chance. And you know what? People say to themselves, well, this doesn't affect me. Well, I'm going to say it does affect you. It affects you greatly. How? Because we're going to be reducing crime at the same time. National rates for recidivism, rearrest rate after 1 year, within 1 year, is 55%. So 55% of these people are rearrested. What are they rearrested for? They're rearrested for committing a crime. And who is that crime against? Well, it could be against you. It could be against your family. It could be against your business. So they are committing crimes again and again. There is a turnstile where people are going in, a revolving door, and they're going out. And it's affecting the community. It's affecting them. We want to stop this revolving door. We want these young incarcerated youth to have a second chance. And we want to reduce crime at the same time. So think about it. It's real simple. You get a young kid, we get them as soon as they get out of incarceration, we get them taken care of, we get them plugged into a job. We're working with a company that has done this for over 255 youths over the last 20 years. And now remember, the national rate's 55% rearrest rate in 12 months, right? Well, his rearrest rate is only 5%. And most of that 5% of those people that drop out that don't want to graduate. So listen, if you want to get a CDL license, if you would like to get a job making significant money, you're talking maybe $55,000 a year, and you are out of work, you've been incarcerated, and people are not hiring you because you have a record, we will hire you. That's very important to understand, that we will hire you. It's Windsor's Tractor Trailer Driving School will do that for you. And they've been doing it for 20 years. So please go to returningyouth.com dinner. Now, with that as the background, I'm very excited to be able to introduce Bartolo Drago and Denise, his significant other, who is
today.
Yes, they are supplying the food for this dinner at returningyouth.com/dinner. Go there. And his food is, I want him to tell you what he does I want him to just explain to you all how he takes care of his customers, how popular it is, how good the food is, how much quality is. And listen, Bartolo, take your time, show us your kitchen, take your time, show us what you're doing, and talk about the upcoming dinner. Thank you.
Before I start, I'd like to say something that Dr. Kahana brought up. Over 100 years ago, Dr. Flanagan, Father Flanagan, discovered Boys Town. He made a comment. He said that there's no such thing of a bad child, bad boy. He says it's a bad environment. You take the child out of a bad environment, and he'll turn his life around. Unfortunately, we can't correct bad environments. We try. It doesn't work. So you need to take the child out of the bad environment. And most of the time, it's a one-on-one, not where one person has to take care of 5 or 10 of these kids. It's got to be one-on-one. And a lot of the times, you have to have the child or to decide what is right for him. He can tell you. He can tell you. You can read a child. But it's the environment. And they create these, unfortunately, children that end up incarcerated. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bartolo. That's a very good point that I always emphasize, that it is not the child's mistake. It is not the young adult who is making the crime. We need to understand this environment, why he made that mistake. What choice did he have when he made that mistake? Everybody makes mistake. Okay, yep. Everybody, eats wrong food and then they become sick.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you don't become sick, then you don't go to the doctor. If you don't go to the doctor, then he won't have a job. So there is a system that everybody needs to follow. And there is a corrective action and there is a preventive action. Okay. So we cannot just simply keep on blaming the child and blaming the young adults. Oh, today's young adults are not doing this, not doing this, they're not this, they're not this. Well, all we are giving pressure to those young adults because we are not giving them the alternative. And that alternative has to be with love and care. When we don't give that love and care to that alternative, then there is a rebel. The young adults, they rebel. Why? Why should I do this? Why can't I do this? Okay. Don't go and don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Well, does anybody concentrate on do's? No, we always concentrate on don'ts. We don't concentrate on do's. When we concentrate on do's, then the young adults will understand that, oh my God, okay, if I don't have to do this because I have all the do's. So it's just like like today, everybody are, talking about social media, video games, all the social media, video games. Before this, what happened? They blamed the TV. Oh, the TV, they have 500 channels, 24/7, you get anything. Well, TV, then social media, then video games. Well, you can teach like what we are doing today. Because of pandemic, this social media has turned to be more informative. Well, take out the negativity out, bring the positivity in. When we have the positivity, at the time we can definitely influence. And that's exactly why I thought that this would be a good initiative, which nobody put it together in a holistic way. I'm sure there are a lot of programs. Those who do the halfway homes, they provide free meals, they provide free jobs, free counseling, all these things, but they don't put the package together. Just like how Mr. Bartolo, you are doing. You are putting the whole package together in a meal, in a package, and ship it to them. When they open it, they get fresh.
That's
Okay,
right.
all exactly that same way. When a person is coming out of the incarceration, nobody's holding their hand and giving them a hug, saying that, "Oh, great, you are welcome." No, nobody's doing that. Okay, they come out of the front door of the jail. Hardly they can even see their own family members coming there to receive them. Okay, maybe they do, but not all. They have to get their own bus. They got to go to their home. Hardly anybody is at home. So they go, nobody is caring them. The person went through the jail system, prison system. You don't know what he went through for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or 9 years. You don't know what he went through in that system. You have no idea what he went through, what type of mental torture he went through, what type of physical torture he went through. Nobody has any idea until you go inside. So when he comes out, he deserves a hug. He deserves a love. And once you give that, that particular person melts. And that particular person now sees a hope. The whole purpose of this initiative and the whole purpose of this radio show once a week, dedicated for 1 hour, is to tell the audience that please do not give up hopes on those young adults. Those young adults should not be given, they need to be hope. So, Mr. Butler, tell us a little bit about your kitchen.
One other thing, Dr. Khanna, you make a great point. A lot of times these kids, when they're incarcerated, further corrupts them. Not necessarily actually fixes the problem. These kids, they leave incarceration and they lost the emotions of love and compassion. The second they get out, they need to be reintroduced to that. And that's what you need to do. You need to find a way to reintroduce love and compassion back into these kids. And once they find that, they'll turn their whole lives around. And something else you said is that everyone that we know probably has committed some sort of something corrupt in a small crime. They just never got caught. Okay, they were in a good environment, or they had a father who was able to pay for a high-priced attorney that committed the same crime. And what's he doing? They're back in college, and meanwhile, the poor child in a bad environment or poor environment, he's in jail. So
exactly,
jail could actually further the corruption and corrupt these child. So first thing is that you got to reintroduce love and compassion back into these kids. And we've all been around some of these kids. We know exactly what's going on in their mind. It's how do we get through to them? How do we break that barrier?
Thank you. That's exactly what we want to do, and that's why we have this upcoming this Thursday. We're having this upcoming dinner. Again, here's what it looks like. The fundraising dinner. But Bartolo, what I really want to do now is I know you're there with Denise.
Denise, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Come on, walk around here. Say hello. And my assistant chef, John, come and say hello.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. That's where
John's actually,
well, wait.
look alike. I just have a little more hair than he does.
But if you notice, I'm the only one not wearing glasses.
Wow. Hey, we gotta do a TV show there, man. We gotta do
no problem.
A chopped TV show there.
We have a fun time here. We have a good time.
You guys all look so good. So listen, give us a tour. Tell us about returningyouth.com, about your meals. We're excited about next Thursday. We really want to see what's involved, and we want Denise to talk. I know she's shy.
But before you do that, I want to tell the audience, could you, Gary or Mr. Bartolo, one of you, could you tell the audience, and we expect we are thinking that is 30 million or 40 million homes are listening to this radio show. If this audience can hear a little bit about one of the menu that you are good at, so that I want their water to be drooling out of their mouth before Perfect. They can get because most of the people in the audience, they're radio, they're not going to see your tour of the kitchen. But if we can show them, tell them that this is the menu you are good at, so maybe they can join us on Thursday dinner?
Well, to start with,
Mr. Bartolo, Denise knows a lot more about this than you do. So why don't you let Denise tell us?
know about this business?
She knows more about the
I'm
menu.
He's the executive chef.
I need to chop a few onions or some peppers. That's Denise's job, but I put it all together. She's the nurse. I'm the surgeon.
Okay.
Well, tell us about Denise.
And
What?
John handles my farmers markets.
Now, tell us about Denise. I think she was Miss America. Is that correct, Bartolo?
She's a former Miss New York. Actually, she's a four-time Miss New York.
Four-time, wow.
On TV. She appeared on television twice, once in 1986 and once mother-daughter Miss USA contest with John Davidson. She was a Miss New York on Dream Girl USA. Denise is a former concert pianist, but she's still a great classical pianist. She's played live on TV. And one of her big claim to fame was back in the 80s. She actually got to play with Yanni. I don't know if you're familiar with Yanni, but she decided, she tried some acting. She was on a few soap operas. She did a bunch of commercials. And Gary, if you remember, I'm going to embarrass her now. Do you remember Phil Rizzuto, the Money Store commercials?
Of course. Phil Rizzuto.
That was Denise with Phil Rizzuto.
Wow. That's great.
So, she's had an interesting, very talented lady. I got to say, she's been an asset to where I am today. You always need a block to build a foundation, but it's not one block. You need many blocks. She was my first block, and we go from there.
I want to show people the menu we have. I'm going to show them online. We don't have it for the radio, but listen, we have 5 meals. We got Sicilian style meatballs with tomato sauce. We have keto Italian meatballs in tomato sauce, and it's gluten free. We have chicken pizziola. We have chicken pizziola that's gluten free, which is also keto. We have Sicilian style meatloaf with mashed potatoes and gravy. We have vegetarian manigot. Now, people call it in America manicotti, but Italians call it manigot with ricotta filling. And number 5, we have 2 vegetarian parmesan, and we have keto vegetarian parmesan. And I want you just to explain, this is your website. You have a lot more options. You pick these for us. Explain to us. I want to see your kitchen. I want to do a tour. I want to hear how you cook and what the quality is and how you meet the demand of 500 meals a week.
Well, what we do is, first of all, being from a Sicilian background, we all learn to cook at a young age. It's part of our job. When you're upstairs sleeping and you smell the garlic, the aroma of the garlic going through the house, it's your time to come downstairs and start grating the bread and the cheese. So our parents taught us at a very young age, how to cook. We could actually cook for ourselves in our teens. I was in the automotive industry, and I outgrew it. Young kids, I couldn't compete with them anymore. The technology was way over my head. So I had to do something different. I knew how to cook, and I opened a little facility, and that little facility was an empty shell. And as we went on, it got bigger and bigger, and we specialized in cheesecakes. But
that's what I wanted to hear. I want the audience to hear about this cheesecake.
I'm going to show you the cheesecakes. John, can you grab me a box in the freezer? Thank you, my friend.
Full one?
Yeah. So during the pandemic, all our orders were canceled because the restaurant shut down. So we had no orders. We were stuck with 5,000 cheesecakes. Unfortunately, it was also our largest order to date. We felt that we finally were where we wanted to be. But a week later, we had no sales. So I had to do something to save the factory. So my partner and I decided to go with these traditional meals. A little different than most companies that ship out. Our foods are mostly Italian, authentic Italian, traditional meals, made exactly the way we made them at home. You can see our cheesecakes here. It's almost 4 pounds. That's a pumpkin. And
I think that serves up to 16 people, right? Those cheesecakes, up to
that
16.
cheesecake, yeah, that's a heavy cheesecake. That's
Yes.
a heavy cheesecake. It's almost 2 3/4 inches high.
Can you, is it allowed for you to open the box and show the cheesecake?
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have John grab me a 6 in a box. And I'm going to show you exactly what's in it. What happened was that these large cheesecakes, they're not doing as well as they did last year because of the pandemic. And what I mean by that is you have 5, 6 people at a gathering versus 10, 12, 15 last year. So they don't need a whole cheesecake. So what we decided to do was to make 6 cheesecakes in a box, 2 pumpkin, 2 key lime, and 2 regular. And they come in a nice box, see that? Nice winter box. And what I'll do is I'll put on a table there, we'll cut the package opening, and we'll show you once I show you the facility. So, you ready?
Yes, why don't you do that now? And I just want to remind people, go to returningyouth.com, click on the dinner tab, and order your meal. $100 a plate to help a returning youth get back to a productive life out of jail. So we're going to have the tour now with Bartolo at bartolosfoods.com. That's bartolosfoods.com, where he is supplying the dinners for our dinner next Thursday at returningyouth.com. Okay, it's all yours.
What they call in the movies, the grip holds the camera. So, all right, are you ready?
We are ready.
So let me show you this area right here first. This is where we have 2 stations here. This is where a lot of the food is put together, the chopping. We put all the meals together right on this table here. Then we walk them down here. We usually line this table up with trays. And what we'll do is we'll do one specific meal at a time. This table may be called eggplant parmesan. That will feed about 500 people.
Hey, Bartolo,
Yeah.
you have to unmute your cell phone. Your cell phone's muted.
Sorry. Yes, it is.
Okay.
There you go.
Much better.
Okay. Should we mute the computer there?
No, you're fine, as long as you're
Okay.
not close to it.
Okay. Nope, you can walk me around right here.
This is a big place.
It was an empty shell. Well, let
Wow.
me show you how we make our sauce. I can walk right down here.
bartolosfoods.com.
This is a kettle. Kettle gets extremely hot, up to about 500 to 600 degrees. What we do in the kettle here, this is where we make our sauces. It'll make about 60 to 80 gallons of sauce and hold about 600 to 800 meatballs in one time. And we let the meatballs simmer very slow. And then we let it cool down with the meatballs in it. That way you get all that flavor of the sauce.
Now, that's one of your best sellers. That's why you put it on.
It's my #1 seller. I can't make enough meatballs. I probably could just be a meatball manufacturer if I really wanted to be. I mean, it's tremendous, the meatballs.
And at returningyouth.com/dinner, it's the first menu item on there. So order. Go ahead. Order.
I want Mr. Bartolo to tell the audience that if the entire 30 million audience orders your meatballs today, can you deliver them?
I will hire as many people as I can and buy as many machines as possible to make those meatballs. Yes, I will.
Excellent. That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, we could do it. We could do it. You know what? It's just a matter of manpower. I'd rather hire people to do actually the hands-on work than machines. We have a lot of automated machines here, which I'll get to in a minute. But the automated machines.
Do you think, Mr. Bartolo, for the sake of the audience, I'm asking this question, that would you be open that when there's post-incarcerated juveniles, when they come and when they get the love, if they are well trained, can you train them and be working in your facility?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be fantastic. What we would do is I've done it before. We take one at a time.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, that'd be, for me, that would be great. I mean, you know what? It's not just training a kid to learn love and compassion again, but it's self-assuring that I've done something good. You know, someday I'm gonna leave this planet. I'm gonna go meet my maker. I can do that content that I did something good for mankind. And
so do you hear that claim? And Gary, this is one other source where these incarcerated kids, those who are planning to be a chef or planning to be a server, planning to whatever in the restaurant industry, Mr. Bartello's industry can train them and give them an opportunity to do
kitchens are a great place, you know, to learn a trade. A kitchen like mine, there's very little stress. Because
Sorry,
we don't.
I interrupted you, but please carry on.
Oh, yeah. What makes our facility unique? There's no stress. You walk at your own pace. You work at your own pace. It's not like a restaurant. You know, you have 15 minutes. You have to put an order out. We don't want stress on people. We want people to come in here and work at their own pace. We don't have a maximum required of meals that need to be done in one day. We have a minimum requirement. And, you know, it won't get stored in our freezer. We have a large freezer. It's 3,000 square feet inside, 30 degrees below.
3,000.
Yeah, it's a very large freezer.
That's bigger than my house.
Well, let me rephrase that. It's 3,000 cubic square feet. Yeah, you got to include the height on that one too.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's a little different. Yeah. But, yeah, so there's no stress here. And you know what? Every job we've ever had, most of us, there was always stress. There was always a limit on what you had to produce. There's a number on it. I was in the automotive industry. You know, you had to, you know, not only did you have to produce a certain amount of money, but you had a profits for the dealership, but you had to have a good customer service. Now, unfortunately for me, I had very low sales in the automotive industry. I wasn't the type of person to kind of upsell stuff, as they call it in the industry, but I had great customer service. I was always on the top. And that's how I got longevity in the dealership. But like I said, the technology went way over my head. These kids, I mean, they were computer geniuses, and I couldn't compete with them anymore. So it was time to move on.
But Bartolo, I want to move ahead a little here.
Yeah, sure.
I want you to tell us about the quality of your meals, what they are. I know they're keto friendly and stuff. And after you tell us that, I want you to tell us how you meet 500 meals a week, and then you continue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, as far as the keto meals versus the regular meals, you know, I'll give you the eggplant parmesan. Let's use the eggplant parmesan as an example.
Right, and that's one of the examples we have for returningyou.com.
And that's my favorite dish. That's my favorite dish.
Well, you're gonna love ours. That is my second biggest selling meal, and it's one of the easier to make also. Just so you know, we hand roll our meatballs probably about 1,000 a week. Hand roll them.
Wow.
It takes my oven about 12 minutes to cook them. It takes us about 6 hours to roll them.
Wow.
But the difference between the keto, which I call low carb also, versus the standard traditional eggplant, is that we don't use flour, we don't use breadcrumbs. We use an egg wash, all of them, and then we use almond meal. My almond meal with the almond flour. It's a mixture of Parmesan cheese, Romano cheese, black pepper, and almond flour. Now, almond flour is also gluten-free, so now you have a gluten-free meal. But you're not going to notice there's a taste difference. If I put them side by side and put a blindfold on you, you will not know the difference in taste, and that's our goal. Our goal is to make keto meals, low-carb meals, diabetic-friendly meals, exactly with the exact same taste as our traditional authentic meals. And so far, even myself, I'm the person who puts it together. And if you put my meals side by side, I couldn't tell the difference either. So they're that good.
Now tell me about the demand. Tell us about the demand. 500 meals a weekend.
Well, 500 meals is not really a lot. 500 meals is very simple to do, actually. You cook all the food, okay? To cook 500 meals, we can do that in a day, depending on the meals. Yeah, especially like eggplant parm. We could cook enough eggplant parm in one day to do a few thousand. But my volume right now is at about, at that number, about 500. We're still in our infancy. We're a brand new company. And the pandemic shut us down within a month of really opening up, the floodgates to getting out there. It really, and then we had to remodify. But the pandemic, sadly, can actually improve my business.
Right.
Right. And the
Because
reason
what
being,
you're doing,
so many.
what you're doing
Right.
is everybody is stuck at home and they're
Correct.
tired of cooking for themselves. They're tired
Correct.
of just getting pizza. So they want a quality
Egg.
meal. They go to bartolosfoods.com. They order your high quality keto or non-keto meals. You have a whole bunch. And that's why we're using you for our holiday dinner at returningyouth.com.
I think
ahead.
it would be a good idea for Mr. Bartolo to mute your laptop.
I'll do it.
Mute the laptop.
No,
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
You
Go
can
ahead.
do it? Okay. Unfortunately for pizzerias, they were the go-to food during the beginning of the pandemic. And I feel for a lot of these people. I do whatever I can to actually help them out if I could. I'm friends with a lot of these people. But what happened is a lot of the pizzerias are starting to shut down, especially in my area where I work here. It has nothing to do with our sales with the food or anything else. It's just that people can only eat so much pizza, and pasta. So that's why we have a different, a variety of different foods. And I always ask my customers, if you can think of something I can make or you would like, I'd be more than glad to do it. Last few weeks, we introduced salmon meals. Now we do salmon in 2 different styles. We actually have a keto salmon. And now we're introducing meals with 2 compartments in it, one with a meal, one with the vegetables. And some of these vegetables, cream cauliflower, it's all healthy stuff. We don't do anything that's really not healthy. Unfortunately, if you want real traditional Italian, it's healthy, but you still got to have your portions. Portion control is always one of the most important things. So let me show you. This is our kettle here. Denise, you could put your little phone there on the kettle. And right now, this is when we make cheesecakes, we actually warm up the crumbs in this kettle. Because when you're making cheesecake, the bottom layer of the cheesecake, it needs to be hot. So it packs down very tight. It's not sandy. So you can see right here, Denise can put the phone in there. You'll see the crust in here. And the crust is sugar, it's butter. And for pumpkins, we add a little bit of cinnamon to it. And this will heat up. It'll pack nice. And it makes a nice crunchy sound when you bite into it. So that's our kettle. This is where we put together our cheesecakes. This station is for cheesecakes only. We get all our products ready. Okay, everything is measured, weighed. A lot of stuff is weighed, actually. We go by the pounds or by the grams. And what happens here, this is a 60-quart mixer. We also have a 120-quart mixer. We take the bowl, we swing it out, and then this contraption here is called the pump. It's a transfer pump. It goes down into the pole, so there's nothing to pick up. You have to pick up, this will probably weigh about 180 pounds once it's full. So this goes into the transfer, into the bowl. It's all air operated. There's no electricity involved. It's all air operated. The pump sucks up the batter. It comes through this tube and it pours the batter into this hopper. And it fills it up. Now we have a laser on the hopper. When the laser detects that the batter is low, what it does, it'll tell the transfer pump, we need more batter, and it automatically bring batter into it so you never run out. Now, let me just get a tray of pans here. Denise, I'm just going to grab a tray.
While you're doing that, I just want to
Sure.
emphasize that with the returningyouth.com dinner next Thursday, your dinners are considered gourmet. They're gourmet dinners.
Yes.
Tell us about the quality. Yes.
Well, the reason I call mine gourmet over other traditional meals are, first of all, everything I use, if I can get it, is imported. For instance, I had a delivery today of imported Romano cheese. So all my eggplants, anything that needs cheese, my eggplants, meatballs, I use imported cheese. Now, why imported cheese? Because it's more pungent. It has a stronger flavor, a better taste. The cheeses made here in this country, they're not aged long enough. They don't have a strong taste. I would have to use triple the amount of the cheese that's manufactured here versus the cheese, the Romano cheese that's manufactured in Italy. So I have all my cheeses, a lot of my sauces, my tomatoes, they're all imported. I work with a distributor. Even my burrata, I don't know if you're familiar with burrata. My burrata is made here in the Hudson Valley, but the cream is made in Italy. It's imported from Italy.
Hey,
So,
Bartolo, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. I want you to take the camera. I would like you to put Denise on, and I want Denise to give us a sales pitch about the dinner and bartolosfoods.com.
ooh, can you do that? I don't know. Let's see.
Well, she was. Oh, you just.
Well, here's what I'm going to show you right now. Hold on one second, guys. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
You see this? You see here? Yeah. Now, this is the dispenser, okay? And I'm going to show you what the cheesecake looks like. John, you hang on to that cheesecake. This dispenser here, once the batter is in here, you go to each one, and it takes only about a second to fill each tray.
Yeah.
Maybe about 30 seconds to do all 30 of them. What happens is we could do about 25,000 a day if we really had to do that many with this machine alone. So it's automated, but you still need manpower. And the final result is here. This is the cheesecake. Do you see that? It's in my hand. This is a key lime, and we actually squeeze the limes. We don't buy it out of the bottle. We fresh squeeze it ourselves. They all come with collars. So being that they come with collars, there's nothing to sanitize, nothing to cut. It comes with a nice crust on the bottom. See the crust? And you can see in the pan here, the crust is there. Thank you, John. Now, here's what the pans are like. We have to depan these. These are all done by hand. There's no machine that can actually depan them. But you see the bottoms are removable. See the hole? So what happens is that when these are frozen, they got to be frozen solid. They're heated, and then they're popped up through the bottom. They come out. You take the bottoms off, and we put them in the box. And that's how we do it. Wow. It's a lot of work. And the trays, it's just a continual flow. John, he stands on the other side here. And we call him our, how would you call it? The prep man. He makes sure, his job is to make sure the trays are always flowing. Okay, that the person standing here never has to stop what he's doing. Unless, he's got to go to the bathroom or something. But, so these trays are always flowing. And we do 900 cheesecakes in about 30 minutes. So that's how quick we can do them.
So for our dinner coming up at returningyouth.com, returningyouth.com/dinner, you can order a cheesecake for $100. It feeds up to 16 people.
Yep, that's a solid cheesecake. Right.
Solid cheesecake. And you're donating to help returning a young post-incarcerated youth back to a productive life. Feel good about yourself. 'Tis the season to be jolly, as one of our assistants has told us, and give to returningyouth.com. Really quick, Dr. Connor, why should people be giving?
What's that?
Why should people be giving, and why should they donate to this dinner we're having?
Well, like I said, we need to transform a post-incarcerated young adult so that they can be a good citizen of the United States. And the only way to do that is, like Mr. Bartolo showed us about the cheesecake. I love cheesecake, but that cheesecake which Mr. Bartolo does, 900 every 30 minutes, has love into that. And that love is important. Once every incarcerated young adult comes out, and they get this cheesecake. Oh my God, I'm telling you. I was just going to say, hello, that can you hire me as your tester? I'll volunteer my time, but I cannot test 900 cheesecake in 30 minutes. I
I think
cannot.
John needs.
Okay, maybe Clem can. You know, Clem has done more.
Well, we do make a lot of flavors, but this year we stuck with only 3 flavors because we don't know if there's going to be another shutdown, and I didn't want to get stuck with a lot of cheesecake. So we made.
What all flavors you have, Mr. Bartello?
Well, we have a box of 6, and they come with small 6. They come with 2 pumpkin, 2 key lime, and 2 regular New York style. And those happen to be our biggest sellers right now because, like I said, the small gatherings, and they also freeze for months. These stay in the freezer for a long time, up to 6 months if you wanted to. You probably can even go farther than that. But we kind of tell people 6 months. Now, Denise has a
What
photo.
flavor do you like, Clem?
Oh, we do a lot of great flavors, Clem. Clem, you know what I do? I do amaretto and I do cherry.
Go ahead, Clem.
Yeah, I'm the tester in my house. So everything they cook, I test it. And as you can see, I'm still standing. But more importantly,
Gary, Denise has a photograph of the factory.
Unfortunately,
the day we walked in it.
Unfortunately, Bartolo, the person that's speaking, that's the screen. So we can't see her screen. She has to.
Oh.
She has to come in
front over here.
You have to come there.
Of the telephone. All right. Watch.
Okay. Now, what I was saying is that we talk about the holistic approach. And so far, we've been talking about the returning youth. One of the things we have to bear in mind is that when most of them went in, they left behind a family. They left behind young siblings. They left behind parents. When they come back out, we want to make sure that the help we give them allows them to be positive role model to their younger siblings.
Correct.
Positive role models to their younger siblings, so that they can influence the environment of their younger siblings. They can influence the environment of all the people around them. That's one of the key things we try to do.
I see. Okay.
Clem, you make a good point, though. A lot of these kids that recover and they actually come back into society and become very successful, they will make the best role models.
Yes.
Better because they've gone through the experience. And, personally, people who've actually experienced, incarceration, they can be better therapists than the therapists themselves. Okay. Because they lived it. They know the thinking and they know how it works. They know the system. It's not just talk. It's almost like a male doctor who delivers a baby. He can tell you all about it, how it works. This is how we deliver babies. But men can't deliver babies, so they'll never know what it's truly like for a woman to deliver a baby. Same thing with these incarcerated kids. That's probably something you want to tell them. Said, listen, you could be a role model. Let's get through this. You can be a role model in the future for other kids that are troubled. You could be a hero to these kids because you know how the system works. You know about incarceration. You know what the guards are like.
We have less than that. We have about 2 minutes left. Denise was showing us something. I want to make sure we can see it.
Denise is showing you, the empty.
We can't.
Then I want to take you to the food. Can you see it?
Yes.
That was the empty shelf 3 years ago.
Is that you in the background?
Is that me in the background?
Yeah.
It is? Yeah, I don't know what picture she's showing you.
Yeah, he said, I can't believe I did it.
But let's, Denise, you're going to open the oven for me. You know how to open it? You're going to lift the handle up.
Yeah, we got to keep in mind 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes here.
We got 2 minutes. Okay, so let me just show you the oven. We'll come over here right now. There you go. Open it. And John is going to show you the inside of the oven. That rack right there will hold 30 trays. So let me close it now. Well, I'll show you how it works. There you go. You see that?
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. And everything in every level cooks identical. That's the beauty of this,
Right.
this type of oven. Yeah. And we have 2 ovens. The other one we have packed away because we really didn't need it. But let me show you the meals. Denise, can I get a small knife? Orange one? I want to open up a box. Here's your meatballs. Okay. They come 6 in a pack. The ingredient labels on here, you see it's a pound. Almost all my foods are a pound or more. There's a pound on the label, but they actually weigh a little more. It tells you all the nutritional values. I also make meatballs that are keto friendly. I leave the breadcrumbs out, and we add a little extra cream, a little bit of extra egg, and they come out identical. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now here you see 2 chicken pizzola. This is our regular chicken pizzola. This is the keto or low carb. The difference is one has almond flour, the other one has traditional flour. But as far as taste, they're identical. And these are also over a pound.
And
Now-
everything you're showing is on our menu.
Now, what I'm going to do is, here's the cheesecakes, okay? You see that? And you get 2 pumpkin, 2 key lime, and 2 regular. Personally, I don't know. I can't tell you which one's my favorite. I just keep eating them until I get tired of it and eat the next one. But we also make cherry. We use imported Italian cherries to make them. We make amaretto. Amaretto is a big hit, very expensive to make and very hard. It takes about 3 times longer to make the amaretto.
We got 1 minute left here. I just need to. We got 1 minute left. Yeah, let me wrap it up here. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Connor. Thank you, Clem.
welcome.
Listen, I just want to remind people that he's providing these high quality, these gourmet meals at returningyouth.com. And you can see, I'm showing you I'm showing you the agenda right here, the menu. And we're going to have Sicilian meatballs. We have chicken pizzola, $100 a plate. Please order at returningyouth.com today for our virtual dinner that Bartolo's supplying. A virtual dinner at returningyouth.com.
Want to get you guys all in the picture.
We're getting about 15 seconds to go. Dr. Connor, why don't you take us out?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bartello, for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me on.
My pleasure to have you. And my dear audience, you would love his food. So please go to returningyouth.com and look at the fundraising dinner, and you will please place an order. Your $100 means a lot. Not only we are here to make money for Mr. Bartello, but he is providing the love to all these young adults. So your $100 will help to fund this program, which is starting as we speak. By this month, we have already in the process of securing the house. Clem already mentioned about it in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So we are about to start the facility, but for that, we need all of your support. So please, this is one way of supporting by joining the virtual fundraising dinner. Please do that. Also, you can support us by donating minimum $1. You can donate any amount, but you can just contribute $1. Just think about it. If 30 million subscribers are listening to this, if each of you donate $1, that is $30 million. We can do this initiative every town and village with that. So please support us as much as possible. You can reach us at contactk.com. You can reach us at returningyouth.com. Plus there is a phone number 302-746-2311. And I really appreciate all of you listening to this Friday show, Dr. Khanna's Returning Youth show on returningyouth.com. And again, thank you very much, Clem. Thank you very much, Gary. Thank you, Mr. Bartello, for giving this opportunity to everybody who is listening today about your kitchen with
Thank
love. I would like to tell the name is Kitchen with Love. Yeah, Clem, you wanted to add something?
No, I just say thank you to everyone, and just have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Okay, please join us. We're not on the air anymore. We went over our time, but we're on streaming now. But please join us here every Friday at 3 p.m. If you are a young incarcerated youth, you've been out of jail, contact us. We want to have you on our radio show and our video. But the most important thing is please go to returningyouth.com and purchase a dinner. And to the full extent allowed by the law, it's tax deductible. We've had a fantastic review by Bartolo, and he gave us a tour. We have phenomenal meals at returningyouth.com. Go there and purchase a meal, feel good about yourself, and reduce crime at the same time. Thank you. God bless you. Dr. Connor, give us a good day.
Have a great weekend. Thank you very much.
Good day.